Hello everyone, welcome back. Coach Fury here, and we're back today with my Draft Day Basketball Pro 17 Let's Play series with the LA Waves. And we're in free agency today, so we just finished off of the 2018 draft, and we picked up Philip Geeson from Georgia Tech in the first round as the 11th pick. We're really happy with how he's sort of turned out for us. Hopefully his ratings will match the performance we expect, but we're going into the free agency off-season period with a lot of cap room, about $32 million. So we've ended the last episode quite short on sort of weighing up what we wanted to do really, and I've been thinking it over, and I think for us, realistically, Westbrook we're not going to get, or Embiid. I think they're both going to be re-signed on maximum deals. I think the biggest target for us out of all of the players that are here we're either looking at Rondo on a short-term deal. I think he's still a solid point guard. I'm not sure what his shooting ratings are like on this. Are they still pretty bad? Pretty bad, but he's still a fairly good point guard. I think he's looking for close to max deal, so we'll see whether we can get him maybe. But the first target I'm going to look at is Paul George. I think he can play a shooting guard for us or a small forward, and I think that would give us a lot more options. I think that's our best target out of the list of guys here. We can then, depend on how this goes, look down at some of the other personnel. I think we'll go Paul George first and then Rondo. I did look at Wiggins. He would be really nice to have, but I think with him being a restricted free agent, I think he will go back for a maximum deal to Minnesota. I think is where he was at. Yeah. So we're going to go with Paul George first, and we're going to offer him a maximum deal, which is about $26 million, and see where we go from there. So like I said, I think Embiid will be re-signed quite early. Same with Westbrook on sort of 5-6 year deals, so I don't think we're going to have a chance of getting them. So it looks like the early season signings are Paul Gasol and Avery Bradley going. So Paul George is still interested in our offer. We'll see if we're the leader after this next day's gone. If not, then we may be changing tact and looking at Rondo potentially. So Monroe's re-signed there quite early. Will Barton signed a huge deal with Atlanta as well, which is interesting. So Indiana's still ahead on this, it looks like, with Paul George. They're probably offering him a max deal. In terms of here, Golden State have got Rondo interested. So Golden State can't surely be offering him too much in terms of money, because they're well over the cap space. So he must be just wanting to go there for a championship. I think we change tact. I think we remove this offer and we go for Rondo. I think on a short-term deal. I think if we offer him $20 million for the year, let's see if we can. Let's put it in for 2 years actually. 2 years, $20 million. Let's clear this out first. 2 years, we'll put in a team option on that. Let's see if we can get him to bite on that. So it's thinking. Okay, so no offers there. Rondo's still interested in our deal. I think we'll start to see some of the big guys fall off now. Hoping we can get Rondo, because Rondo will be a massive upgrade for us at point guard. I think that's a position that we really do need to try and fill this season if we're going to try and make the playoffs. I mean, we can still go with Russell at shooting guard. I mean, he'll be okay there. He's not an ideal solution, but okay. So there's the first one. Philadelphia have re-signed Embiid. That's the first move. I think with Rondo, a 1 year deal for $20 million still keeps us nice and flexible. If he plays really well, we can always put the team option in. If not, then we can just move his contract, or we can, keeps us our cap space for next season as well, depending on how we do. So we'll see how this turns out. So yeah, look, Westbrook there's gone on a maximum deal. Cousins gone on a maximum deal. Seth Curry's signed for Portland, and Plumlee signed a short-term deal as well there. So interestingly, Paul George is still sticking around. I wonder if they contemplate offering him a max deal. Interesting. Are we? So Chicago's. Who's the favourite for Rondo now? Golden State still, really? I'm amazed at that. Top team's Indiana. So I expect George to go for max. If he doesn't go for max, I'm going to be so annoyed, because we could have got him probably. Dwayne Wade's still sitting around, so we could always take Dwayne Wade at 36 to play shooting guard for us. Wade and Rondo backcourt, that's going back a bit. Okay, so looks like Rondo's gone back to Chicago on quite a large deal. Wade's gone back to Chicago on a 1 year deal. Okay, and George has gone to Indiana on a maximum deal. So we haven't got anyone there. That's a bit frustrating. So do we look at? Could look at Pope possibly. I mean, Wiggins is still Minnesota, yeah, so he's still being offered a big deal there. Parker's still at Milwaukee. Who else could we look at? I mean, we don't really need yet another front player. We need backcourt positions. Carter Williams is an interesting one. Obviously, Chicago have just picked Rondo back up. We could look to bring Carter Williams in on a short-term deal. So, every top team's Golden State. That's crazy. We could bring him in on a 2 year deal with a team option. Let's try that. We'll bring him in, and we'll see if we can get Caldwell Pope on a short-term deal as well. I don't want to commit huge amounts of money to these guys, because I don't think they're going to be fantastic signings for us. I think they'll improve our team, but I still want to keep us as flexible as possible. So we'll try and see if we can bring these two guys in. We could then look to move Russell possibly. If nothing else, I think KCP's on a restricted agency, so at least we'll force. I think he's still at Detroit on this. We'll force Detroit into signing him back. Okay, yes, they signed him back on a fairly less money deal than we were offering, but longer term contract, I guess. Wiggins has signed an offer sheet of Houston. That's interesting. Okay, so we've still got about 17 million in cap to use. Who do we want to look at now? I mean, Favors is the value signing there. I mean, he's still a pretty decent player. I say still, he's only 26, but I mean, Marcus Smart's another option. He could probably play off the ball for us. Let's try and push them. I mean, I don't want to offer him that. I'll offer you that with a team option. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's see if we can get one of those two guys to play point guard for us this year. If not, then we'll be in bargain basement territory looking at what else is there. I mean, there's a lot of front court players. I mean, Nurkic, I say that's just, some of these have just moved now, but okay, so it looks like Favors has gone back to Utah. Capella signed I think it's a mid-level exception offer from Miami for offer sheet. Lopez has gone back to Brooklyn for a huge deal. Sweet. So we've signed Marcus Smart to an offer sheet, which is good. Unfortunately, Carter Williams has gone back to Chicago, so we're not going to get him. But it still gives us about 15 million in cap. So I'm interested. I might try and pick up Ariza. I think he'll still be solid for a year, so we'll try and bring him in. Let's make that a team option as well. See if we can bring him in. And I think that's what we got sort of floating around. Gary Johnson, no. Gary Harris, sorry, no. Doug, what do you look like? Nah, you're not of interest really. I think we'll kind of, let's go. Possible. We'll keep. What does he want out of interest? 7 million. Yeah, go on then. I'll give you 7 million. Yeah, you could do the same again. Oh, what's that? Oh, really? Same was 6 million. Okay. Okay, we'll do that as well. See if we can try and push some of these restricted free agents into signing with us. We'll see if we can get Smart. That'd be a great pickup for a year. And we'll have the option to extend it, but we might keep the cap room. But we'll see. Smart's a really good defender on this. That's the reason why I was interested in him. Okay, so we didn't get a Reza. We signed Stalkers to a offer sheet, which is good. Stone signed off a sheet. So interestingly, Nurkic is still lingering around. I mean, still looks fairly decent, doesn't he? So whether I want to put more salary into the front court position, we don't really need that. What's Parker's stats like? I think he's quite a poor defender on this. That's the only thing. Yeah, so he's just a scorer, so we don't really need that. And we've got about 10 million to play with, so we could see what's out there. And we could, and then we could see if we can use him as trade bait, I guess. What's the max I can offer him? Okay. Give you again another team option. Try and see if we can do that. Just try and push some of these restricted free agents, I think, because it will just be one, it ties up some cap for some other teams and forces them into a little bit more of a difficult situation. If not, then we get a player for a year, potentially 2 years, that we could probably use a bit of trade bait. Because I think one of the things we've struggled with past couple of seasons is, since we started this Let's Play, is just getting assets to trade really. So okay, so Minnesota have matched Wiggins deal. Harris has gone to Philadelphia. Philadelphia throwing down some money. Nurkic accepted the tender offer rather than our offer, which is interesting. Okay, and then some other sort of minor deals, it looks like. So we've still got Smart and Stalkers floating around really for us. I mean, that's kind of the positions that we want. I mean, there's no one else. What's Stevenson look like on this? No, okay, we don't want to look at him. I mean, there's no one else really, in my opinion, who sort of is standing out. I mean, we could bring a Flalo in as a bit of a backup guy. I mean, what does he want? Probably minimum. Okay, he still wants some salary. Hibbert's still floating around, but again, he's obviously past it now quite a bit. I think we'll just advance and hope that we can get these two guys really. I think they'll really help our team balance. So Smart's a really good defender, like I've said. I think Stalkers, I can't say his name, he's a pretty good shooter on this. So I'm hoping that they don't match him. Yes, okay, good. So we've got Smart. That's really good. So he's going to be solid for us. Yeah, and he's on a team option as well, which is brilliant. That locks him in for us. Let's just see. Is there anyone else out there who... I mean, I'm happy to keep the cap, to be honest with you. I mean, we could bring Bogut in. I mean, on a mid exception. we can do that. Let's just do that. He'll be handy to keep around. In terms of the backcourt, we've got we probably do need another guy, so we'll probably try and bring Flalo in. What's the maximum I can offer him? Okay. So we can offer him 4.5 million. Let's just do that for a year. We'll do it 2 years as usual with a team option attached to that. In case he does all of a sudden just explode, but I doubt he will. But I mean, he's a fairly good shooter. I simply think he's a fairly good defender on this as well. So as a backup rotation piece, he might be a bit better than Ginobili was, who I think's retired now. So he might. He's 32, so he's a little bit younger than when we picked up Ginobili. So hopefully, he might give us a little bit more. Okay, so we signed Bogut, which is good. We didn't get a Flalo because he's gone from 8.1 million there. I mean, Joe Johnson's an option. He's not a very good defender anymore, that's the problem. Dion Waiters, what do you want? See if perhaps we could bring you in just on a cheap deal, maybe. Perhaps you're the option for us. I mean, you're still a fairly okay defender, aren't you? So we'll offer you a mint deal. I'm not too worried whether we get you or not. What's we got here? And Stuckey, is he still half decent on this? Yeah, we'll offer you a mint deal as well. Let's try and shore up our backcourt a bit. Hardaway, you still a good defender? Yeah, we'll see if we can bring you in as well. We can always cut these guys because they're only going to be min salary guys. Tony Parker, you must. Oh, he's still fairly solid. Who are the old guys hanging around? Sean Livingston's still out there, but I don't think his defense is. Oh, he's still fairly. Go on in. Just signing a bunch of backcourt players now. Yeah, I think that'll do. I mean, there's still a few days left, so some of these guys might get picked up by contenders rather than us, but if we can get one or two, I'll be happy with that. Bit disappointing with this free agency. I was hoping we could have tried and snag a Paul George or a Rondo or someone like that, really, but it doesn't look like that's to be the case. So it looks like Gary Harris has Denver have matched with him. Zach Randolph's gone to Minnesota. They're shaping up really well. Golden State just seem to be signing anyone. No doubt Parker's probably going to go there or something soon, but. I mean, for us, I think if we can just get another sort of backup point guard, I think that gives us the option to send Johnson, our rookie second round pick, to the D League to develop a little bit. Okay, so we've signed Waiters. See a lot of just sideways moves. Signed Stuckey as well. We signed Hardaway. Okay, so we've signed a fair few amount of players now, which is good. I like that balance of the team actually. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I still think that's a playoff team there. I think we've got some good defensive players. We've obviously not managed to really upgrade any positions, which is a shame. Just the way it works sometimes in free agency, unfortunately. So I think we'll just end this free agency. We'll have a quick look at the team. See where we sort of stand, really. I think see what my initial thoughts are in terms of our starting lineup potentially as well. I don't think too much is going to change on that front because we haven't really made any major signings. ends free agency. So I don't think there was any real major moves actually either between players moving teams, which is interesting because normally you kind of expect that. Okay, so this is how we look. So I think for me it's probably going to be a case of Marcus Smart starting at point guard for us, then Russell probably our shooting guard again, and our usual sort of starting five of Ingram, Noel and Gobert, and then Geeson and Bogut off the bench with Kirkland, and then probably a battle between the likes of Hardaway, Waiters and Stuckey for sort of backup minutes at the other positions really. So we'll just get these. I don't think I've got any rookie options I need to pick up at the moment. I think we've picked up all the ones we can. Okay, so Kirkland's options we can pick up. So we'll excise those because he's still cheap for what he is. Yeah, we'll bring you back for all your options. Everyone else, I think. Oh, there's an option on Geeson, but we don't need to pick that up this year. Okay, so on to training camp. So I think we'll just let the AI suggest here. I don't think there's any drastic things I need to do at training camp. Normally you can use it to like adjust players' weights and things, and if you wanted to focus on particular rating improvements, but the AI is normally pretty good at judging that, to be honest with you. I never mess around with that one too much. So we'll get through this training training camp. Wait, finish this game starts scouting players. So basically, it's dropping in the new draftees for next year, and then we'll have a little look, see what the AI thinks where we're going to finish. I think we're probably going to be similar where we are last year, unfortunately. So I know I was optimistically sort of predicting middle of the playoffs. Sort of that 4th and 5th seed would have been fantastic, but I think we just lucked out and got unlucky really in free agency, and unfortunately didn't get the kind of moves that we wanted. I think if we'd have got Rondo, we would have been looking at a 4th seed. I think we need that really elite point guard, which we haven't got. But I think what we've done really well is that we've managed to sort of stay packed, but we've managed to secure our cap flexibility going into next off season as well, so we can always decline the various team options that we've given out, and it keeps us with around about, I think, approximately about 30 million in cap space, with our sort of younger guys still tied up, the likes of Gobert, Noel, Ingram and Russell sort of tied up. We'll still see if we can try and move Russell in the season. I think he has some good trade value. I think he's got 2 years or a year left on his current rookie deal, so he's still cheap. We want to try and move him before we're forced into paying him huge amounts of money anyway, so perhaps this season might be a move or bust really for him. Keeps us open, I think. I mean, I've tried a couple of times to move a package of Ingram, Russell and our first round pick to try and get that real elite player that I think we need, but we'll see how that goes. So we've got to do all the D-League things now. Don't know if there's a power ranking. It looks like there is a power ranking, so it's currently got us in the middle, bang on 14, so that's where we kind of sit. We haven't got the overview thing yet. So I think what we'll do there is we'll end there, guys. I'll do all the D-League stuff and we'll get to the start of the season, and we'll go from there. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button, and if you want to follow the episodes along as they come out, just hit the subscribe button.